Were you familiar with this, the Watcher before you, The Witcher?
The Witcher,
before
yeah.
you started?
I hadn't seen the TV show, and I hadn't read.
Is season 4 for The Witcher? Not looking good so far when it comes to the reviews. When it comes to the critics, right now they're at 55%. But when it comes to the fans, 19% on Rotten Tomatoes.
The Witcher 4 was supposed to be Netflix's big comeback, its chance to silence critics and prove the franchise could survive without Henry Cavill. Instead, the moment season 4 dropped, everything imploded. Backlash hit harder than anyone expected, and the internet turned savage within minutes. And in the center of that explosion stood Liam Hemsworth, absorbing every hit like he caused the downfall himself. Clips from the new season spread across social media like a wildfire. Nobody could put out. Fans mocked the dialogue, the tone, and especially Liam's version of Geralt, fueling a storm Netflix never saw coming. It wasn't just disappointment, it was outrage at a level usually reserved for scandals, not TV shows. And as the pressure mounted, Netflix panicked behind the scenes, realizing this wasn't just a bad launch, it was a disaster. What followed was the fastest collapse in the platform's recent history. Within 48 hours of release, Netflix quietly pulled the trigger and canceled season 4 entirely. No build-up, no long goodbye, no optimistic "we'll be back." Just silence, confusion, and a fanbase demanding answers. But nothing shocked viewers more than what happened next. Because while the internet was tearing the show apart, Liam Hemsworth reached a breaking point. A single message from him would ignite an even bigger firestorm, one Netflix desperately tried to control. And behind the scenes, a deeper truth was unfolding, one that would change the Witcher franchise forever.
I'm the most annoying guy on set. Because I'm saying, excuse me, you do realize that this should be happening and they wouldn't do that, and you haven't read this, then that means this would be impossible. And everyone's just going, Henry, just shut up and do the thing. I'm like, I don't want to do the thing because he wouldn't do it this way, and he can't.
Millions of people are canceling their Netflix subscriptions. Why Netflix stock is absolutely tanking right now. I mean, it is just collapsing totally in the red. And you can see that it is on a massive downward slope this month. It's cratering. Why is that happening?
The moment The Witcher 4 landed on Netflix, chaos erupted. Rotten Tomatoes scores sank immediately. Critics at 55%, fans at a brutal 19%. Comment sections exploded with disbelief as viewers clipped scenes and roasted them online. Memes flooded every platform, turning the show into a punchline before episode 1 even finished. Social media turned into a battleground. Some viewers couldn't make it past the first 10 minutes, claiming the tone felt cheap and hollow. Others said it looked like a parody of the original series rather than a continuation of it. But one thing united the audience fast. Everyone blamed Liam Hemsworth. Within hours, his face became the symbol of the show's collapse. People weren't just critiquing the writing, they were tearing apart his performance, his delivery, even his posture. It became less about the season and more about him. And as the backlash escalated, Netflix realized this disaster was bigger than they expected. But the truth is, the hate didn't start at release. It started long before the season ever aired.
Let me ask you guys something. Are you excited for Witcher Season 4?
Isn't it out right now on Netflix?
Just coming out, and the reviews have started to drop. So
Because I looked on Rotten Tomatoes, and bear in mind, given the backlash, I would expect a little bit of review bombing. So people who haven't seen it but who hate the concept. Oh no, you're behind, Drinker.
It's down to, has it changed?
It's down to 17.
And I guess bringing in a new White Wolf at this point in the season, a bold move and a tall order for Liam.
And of course, he wanted to honor the character that had already been set up because he knows that he's stepping into a role. But at the same time, he wanted to make sure that his performance was authentic, that it felt like him, that he wasn't laying and mimicking anything. And so
Henry Cavill's departure had been the warning sign fans refused to ignore. For years, he fought publicly to keep the show loyal to the books, pushing back against changes the writers made. So when he announced he was leaving after season 3, fans instantly assumed the show was doomed. They didn't blame Netflix, they blamed whoever replaced him. When Netflix revealed Liam Hemsworth as the new Geralt, the internet rejected the casting instantly. Hashtags like #NotMyGeralt and #Cavill was right trended for weeks. No trailer, interview, or promo could calm people down. It didn't matter if Liam trained for months, the audience had already made their decision. The mood was tense. Every teaser dropped by Netflix received more dislikes than likes. People mocked still images, lighting choices, even costume design, and Liam hadn't even spoken a single line on screen yet. So when the season launched, viewers weren't giving him a chance. They were waiting to prove themselves right. The first official trailer was supposed to win fans back. Instead, it poured gasoline on an already burning fire. Viewers compared every frame to Cavill's performance and found nothing they liked. Clips of Liam swinging a sword or delivering a line became viral memes in minutes. People began calling him CW Geralt, implying he looked like a discount version of the character. Others said the tone felt like a fan-made parody rather than a professional production. Every attempt Netflix made to hype the season backfired. Even behind-the-scenes footage, meant to show Liam's dedication, was mocked. The backlash grew so massive that even neutral viewers turned against the series' comment threads, turned into debates filled with anger, sarcasm, and nostalgia. Henry Cavill fans resurfaced old interviews showing his frustration with the writing team. It became a narrative. Cavill escaped, Liam inherited the sinking ship. By the time the show dropped, the audience wasn't coming to watch. They were coming to tear it apart. When The Witcher 4 finally arrived, the reaction was brutal. Clips from the first episode circulated instantly. Highlighting awkward scenes, strange pacing, and questionable writing, fans created side-by-side edits comparing Cavill's Geralt to Liam's. And the internet showed no mercy. People said the essence of the character was gone, replaced with something unrecognizable. But the real damage came from Netflix's internal analytics. Leaks revealed that most viewers didn't finish the first episode, an unprecedented failure for a major franchise. Completion rates were so low that executives panicked. The numbers didn't just dip, they crashed. The season dropped out of the top 10 within 48 hours. A death sentence for a show of this scale. Streamers and reviewers rushed to post reactions, and nearly all of them were negative. People weren't just disappointed, they were angry at how far the series had fallen. The backlash turned into a movement, and that's when Netflix made a decision almost no one expected. They canceled the entire season. Netflix cancellations usually take months. Internal discussions, quiet monitoring, financial projections. It's a slow, calculated process. But this time, they didn't wait. The Witcher 4 was axed almost immediately after launch. Entertainment insiders began reporting the news quietly. Netflix had halted production on all future episodes and shut down the season entirely. No official farewell, no emotional goodbye posts from the cast. Just a short, vague statement about new creative directions. Fans were stunned. Even longtime viewers couldn't believe how fast Netflix pulled the plug. Comment sections filled with jokes like, "They canceled it faster than we could cancel our subscriptions." And what made everything worse? The cast said nothing. Liam Hemsworth stayed silent. At first, no apology, no explanation, no reaction. People thought he was hiding from the backlash, waiting for things to cool down. But then he posted one message, and it sent the internet into complete chaos. Because Liam wasn't just upset, he was furious. At first, Liam tried to stay quiet, hoping the storm would pass without adding fuel to the fire. But silence only made things worse. Every hour, thousands of new posts blamed him for ruining the franchise. He became the face of a failure he didn't create. Then, out of nowhere, he broke. A cryptic Instagram story appeared, a black background with one sharp line, "Some of us gave everything, some just gave up." Screenshots spread like wildfire within minutes. People instantly assumed he was taking shots at Netflix, the writers, or even Henry Cavill's fanbase. It didn't matter who he meant. The internet made its own narrative. Hours later, he posted a longer message complaining about recycled drama, weak direction, and creative shortcuts. Fans went ballistic. Some accused him of blaming the audience instead of accepting responsibility. Others mocked him for speaking up only after the cancellation. By the time his PR team deleted the posts, the damage was already done. Liam hadn't calmed the backlash, he had intensified it. But the real twist? Behind the scenes, Liam wasn't the only one Netflix was furious with. As the controversy erupted, insiders began leaking the truth. The Witcher 4 wasn't just a bad season, it was a chaotic production from day one. Writers reportedly rewrote full episodes days before shooting. Directors disagreed over tone, bouncing between gritty fantasy and light comedy. Nothing felt consistent. Scenes were cut, characters rewritten, and entire plotlines changed at the last minute. Some crew members claimed the show had no identity after Cavill left. It was a patchwork of ideas that never aligned. Liam grew frustrated early in production. He hated how much Geralt's personality was changed. Lighter, softer, stripped of depth. He wanted a grounded, lore-faithful version, but producers pushed a trendier, simplified approach. The tension simmered throughout the shoot. Then came the final blow, Netflix demanding the season meet its rushed October deadline. Instead of delaying and fixing the issues, the team was forced to deliver an unfinished product everyone on set knew the season wasn't ready. But Netflix believed controversy would attract viewers. They were wrong. And now, someone had to pay for that mistake. When the cancellation hit, Netflix wasn't just embarrassed, they were furious. Internally, executives pointed fingers at the show's leadership whispers spread that certain writers and showrunners had ignored audience feedback for years. Their refusal to respect the lore had destroyed the franchise. Insiders claimed Netflix executives used phrases like, "This can never happen again," and "We won't be working with some of these people in the future." It became clear that the creative team behind Season 4 was being quietly blacklisted. One writer, rumored to be responsible for major story changes, became the main target. Reports suggested Netflix privately vowed to remove her from future fantasy projects. She was accused of dismissing Cavill's concerns, rejecting feedback, and forcing tonal shifts no one wanted. The backlash wasn't just aimed at Liam, it was aimed at the people who shaped the show around him. But while Netflix cut ties behind the scenes, Liam's reputation was being destroyed in public. The internet didn't care about writers, directors, or executives. They focused on one person, Liam Hemsworth. Every clip, interview, or still image became proof, at least to fans, that he was the wrong Geralt. He became the symbol of a failure he was never equipped to fix. Casting directors noticed the backlash. Studios quietly backed away from deals they'd been considering. Suddenly, Liam wasn't bankable, he was controversial. Hollywood hates risk, and his name had become exactly that. Fan edits comparing his performance to Cavill's dominated TikTok Henry's stoic expressions, controlled delivery, and powerful presence were praised non-stop. Liam's scenes, even the well-acted ones, were shredded in comment sections. People twisted old interviews to paint him as ignorant or unprepared. Even fan conventions turned awkward. One attendee asked if he regretted taking the role. He answered softly, "I don't regret it. I regret how it ended." The clip went viral, not because he said something wrong, but because he looked defeated. But while Liam's career was burning, Netflix was preparing one final move. Within days of the cancellation, rumors spread fast. Netflix was already exploring reboot options. New pitches, new directions, new creative teams. The entire universe was back on the table. The Witcher wasn't dead. It was being dissected and rebuilt. Some insiders claimed Netflix wanted to recast Geralt again, starting fresh. Others said they were considering prequel series with entirely new characters. Every option was being discussed, except one, bringing Liam Hemsworth back. The brand had become radioactive, but Netflix wasn't willing to abandon it completely. The Witcher was supposed to be their Game of Thrones, their flagship fantasy world. They couldn't let it die. Even if they destroyed the man who tried to carry it, Liam became a reminder of a disastrous decision. And while Netflix quietly reset the franchise, Liam faded from the spotlight. Not fired, not banned, just invisible. A casualty of mismanagement, fan outrage, and impossible expectations. The Witcher moved on, but he was left behind. The Witcher 4 wasn't just canceled, it collapsed under the weight of chaos. Poor writing, last-minute rewrites, clashing creative visions, and rushed deadlines created a storm no actor could survive. Liam Hemsworth was thrown into a role already poisoned by fan distrust and studio pressure. When the season failed, he became the easiest target. Netflix panicked, canceled the show, and quietly removed key creatives. Leaks exposed a production that lost its identity long before filming even began. Fans demanded better. Cavill's legacy loomed over every scene, and the brand crumbled under its own contradictions. In the end, nobody won. Not the fans, not the studio, and certainly not Liam. Because in the world of streaming, one terrible season can erase years of work. And sometimes, the backlash hits harder than the failure itself. The Witcher 4 wasn't just a misstep, it became a warning to Hollywood. A reminder that loyalty matters, execution matters, and fans will always fight for the story they love. Liam Hemsworth walked in hoping to revive a legend. Instead, he became the face of its downfall.